Hey, what's up YouTube, and welcome back to another video from your boy Hunter. Now, before I get this started, I'm actually gonna turn on some music because I forgot to do that. Alright, so for me, I'm just gonna go to my library and I'll just play. Where is my music? That should be good. I'm just gonna start it from the top. Oh boy. But I have to close it down if I wanted to change this, otherwise I won't be able to hear it. As you can see, I'm using USB sound device. There's your proof. Okay, so anyway, let's just get back and do the music. Now you can see exactly where I get my music. Pretty easy. Let's do this. That should be good. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit so you can properly hear my voice. Okay, so what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna make Regina from Dino Crisis. I was a real fan of this game when it came out, seriously. You know, the 2D version versus the 3D version and stuff like that. No. Also, I had to just put some clothes on the character because I don't want to get demonetized, you know, getting in shit for nudity. Okay, so the first thing we are going to have to look at is this, the waist. And as you can see, the waist on Regina, it's basically pretty low. So first of all, you are going to have to play with the gender on MakeHuman, so that's male and female. If you look at the face, she looks more like a mixture of Caucasian and Asian. Maybe a little bit. Alright, then the next thing you're gonna have to do is just get rid of African, because she's not African. You are going to have to look at the face itself. I just gave it some normal MakeHuman hair for now. So gender wise, you can actually play with this stuff, but yeah. I mean, seriously. I mean, seriously, don't think, okay, dude, you're gonna get in crap for this. If YouTube has a problem with this, one of you has to have a wife. So if your wife doesn't have boobs, and I'm gonna say it again, boobs, are you going to marry her? Because she might be a man then. So thinking about stuff like that. Now it's not perfect, but remember, we are going to have to add this in ourselves. We're going to play along with this. Well, make our own armor and stuff. But now we have to, like I said, look at the waist. She's got a very thin waist. So that would be here by the proportions. You can look at that, the way the proportions are. But the most of it actually comes from where's the measure? We can do the first and animate, but that wasn't settings. You go to modeling and you can actually measure up. So depending on the gender, face, torso, we're gonna mess around with the face a little bit in a second, but I only want to get the proportions right first. As you can see, she's got long legs, which my character does not. So I think by the arms and legs, so you don't really get, you know, legs and shoulders, right shoulders. I don't know why you don't get leg. Oh, there's a left leg. So you can actually just mess around with some of this stuff to make it look a little better. But that's all it gives you. It doesn't give you the length. So this is what we're going to be doing. Measure. So the upper leg is pretty long. You can do the thickness. And she doesn't really have very thick legs. She's got basically more muscle. So we're gonna go to the mane, and if you look at the muscle, you can bring it all the way up because she is a, you can say she's a soldier, so she is gonna have a shitload of muscle. Yeah, that's all. That's the best way you can explain it. She's gonna have a shitload of muscle because she is a soldier. So you can even move your character like this just to try and see, okay, so the waist and stuff, but I'm gonna go to the measure right now and I want torso first. So if you start messing around with this, you can see that's what happens. Alright, so if you remember the game, the shoulder distance was actually really narrow. If you've played the games. If you've ever played Dino Crisis games. If you haven't, go play it, it's pretty good. And most of the people, when they played the game, everybody was looking at something like this, but the cinematic cameras, everybody was looking at her ass. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking to you, you Dino Crisis fanatics. Right, so let's go to the face real quickly. Not the Alright, so she does have brown eyes, so that's good. So if your image doesn't really help you, you know, see, okay, you can't really see the image, you can go to the rendering materials, not materials, where was it? It's in the settings if I'm not mistaken. So to get a background image, it will show you exactly where to do this, but you just have to go and download an image and place it in your C drive. Let me just open this up. You're gonna go to C, local disk C, user, whatever your name is, documents, MakeHuman, v1py3, backgrounds. So that's the whole thing. That's where you place it. Cool. Then you will be able to see your background image. Now if you want to move the image or resize it, you can show in foreground, you can resize it. But for me, I just want to move it. So I'm just going to left click and just drag it over. So I can look a little, you know, see what the image, well, what my character is supposed to look like. So now I can move this up and down, and so now I can look at it at the face proportions. Alright, so we're gonna go back to modeling. Age, and she actually does look very young. Super young. You can even play with head fat if you needed to. Something like that. Now if you look at the face, it's more like oval shape, so I think I've got that down. So head size, this is what you play with the head size. But for me, I think this will be fine, so just a normal size. You can play with the length of it a little bit if you needed to, which I think is going to be necessary. Rest is fine, so now we're going to go for forehead. She's got a pretty flat forehead. Not the guy's forehead. So you can actually bring the forehead in or out if you needed to, and for me, I think I'm going to have to bring it in. Now, because you cannot see this, I'm not going to mess around with this, and also not this. I'm not going to mess with that. But I think the hair MakeHuman gives you is almost right. The only thing you don't have is this. So eyebrows, whatever, that's good. But for now, I'm still going to missing something like that. Now you can even move this up or down if you needed to. Now she's got a pretty thin and long neck. So you can see the neck here isn't really long enough. By looking at this, you can make it a little thinner if you needed to, like I need to do, and then you can just bring it up a little bit vertically. Not too much, just a little bit. So at the end of the day, we are going to be making our own clothes and stuff, but for this, I'm just doing this because I don't want to get, fucked over by YouTube for nudity. That's MakeHuman. You start as a nude character. You've seen it before, and YouTube doesn't like that. Why? Because it's a fucking tutorial. Seriously, it's a fucking tutorial. Okay, anyway, so you can scale vertically, but right now I'm going to need the chin. So you can go nose features as well. You can play with the nose, but I think I've got the nose pretty much down. No, I don't. So if you go nose size details, you can actually play with this. You can see the top of the nose. Moving it up or down. She's got a pretty long nose, so, but now this is going to be an issue. Or is it? That's why we got the nose size details, the nose features. But now you can see that. I don't know what changes the hair, but okay. You can see the arm, you can play with the arm. I don't think she's got a big hump. Not lump, hump, don't hump her. That is wrong. So you're gonna have to play around with some of these settings, making sure you get about everything right. Because we are making a pretty renowned character here, so we want to get as close as possible. If you don't get it perfect, everybody knows, okay dude, you cannot do something that's made on a PS1 game that's going to be remastered to a modern 2023 game and everything's going to look perfect. Seriously, because this is the cutscene Regina. If you go into the game, you're gonna see it's just blocky. As well, the body itself was pretty well done. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the chin. Now you can play with the chin, and for me, I think I might just bring the width up a little bit. And also, if I look closely at the chin, it goes like that. So I'm gonna have to go for the jaw now. I think that this should be fine, but the jaw right now. Now the hair is getting a little in my way, so I'm gonna just go to geometries and just take off the hair real quickly, so I can actually see the jaw. And we can see a little bit more of the character. You can see, okay, so now the nose, we can actually see what's going on. You can see this part here is way too wide. And that's just wrong. That's just wrong. Looking at this, he's got a very small-ish nose. So go back to modeling and let's start again with the nose. We are going to import this into Blender. Don't worry about that. So nose features. If it's not by nose features, it's going to be nose size. That's not that. We actually want to get this a little. That's why I like MakeHuman. It actually gives you the idea, okay, so dude, I want to make this character, I want to do it quick, I want to do it easy, and you can just mess around with a lot of the stuff. But still, I might have to do some extra modeling in Blender. So just to get the nose correct. And as you can see, the eyes are pretty wide, but you can actually, if you want to go to the eyes. So doesn't matter which side you select, just make sure you turn this on, left or right. So if I change anything on this side, you're gonna see it happening on the other side. Okay. But she's got a pretty clean face, so let's try to clean that up. Also, maybe just mess around with this. I think, yeah, it's up like that. And trust me, I think most of the people actually fell in love with this character, seriously. Just because he's just quirky and, you know, sometimes funny. Even the voice actor for this character, okay, the first game it didn't look like they actually really tried as hard, but yeah, it was still an awesome game. I never finished the first one because I just lost my you know, I didn't really like the first game. I didn't like the first game. The second game was awesome when they actually introduced you to Dylan. The third game, they just fucked it up. So I would really love to have a remaster of Dino Crisis 3 that actually gives you the story, because in the last story you actually see Dylan dying, and yeah, I don't want to spoil it too much if you haven't played this, but I'm gonna just say it. He dies after he finds out he's got a daughter in the future, and her name was Paula. And he stays behind and protects her. They both actually die. But okay, then he asks Regina to use the time engine to go back in time and save them from imminent death. And that doesn't happen in the last game. The last game, Capcom just fucked it up. That's what Capcom does. Seriously, they didn't even think about, okay, dude, we have to make a story. No, let's just take a Resident Evil remake, put dinosaurs in it. That was awesome. I love that. Dino Crisis 2, I loved that game, seriously. But when it came to storytelling, they fucked it up. I mean, that was my first, that was actually a horror style game for the time. And no, man, they just messed it up. I was so excited when I heard like Dino Crisis 3 is gonna come out, and when I heard it was an Xbox exclusive, only on the very first Xbox, not Xbox 360 or anything like that, Xbox, they basically just fucked it up. You will see. Go check on some people's YouTube channels. You can't get the game on emulators anymore. You cannot. They just wanted you to forget about the game. Seriously, they just want you to forget about the game. They don't even want you to be able to download the game anywhere. They just stopped production of it. They made a lot of fans of the franchise really angry. And that still looks weird to me. I'm gonna have to try and fix this. But that's why we have Blender to help us with that. So we can just do a little bit of sculpting after this. And we can make Regina look like, well, Regina. And also the skin for that time was actually just a material if you look closely. It was just a material with not excellent shading, but some good shading. Because remember, it was a PS1 game, PlayStation 1. They didn't have proper shading. You had a blob as a shadow. I'm just looking at, is this gonna work for me? Is it not gonna work for me? Because the knees are right here, and looking at the leg, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of measuring. Measure. So that's going to be the lower leg. And let's just bring the height down a little bit. Just a little bit. And I feel the shoulders are way too wide. So I think I'm gonna do that by arms and legs. Okay, maybe it should be by the torso. Okay, maybe this is way too big. And she had a pretty big butt. She had a huge butt. Yeah, but everybody, like I said, everybody just fell in love with this character just because of her, the way she moves, the way she, walks. For a PS1 game, the hip sway was phenomenal. It was awesome. I just love this. I just love the game. In general, the game was just awesome. Alright, I think right now I can bring the looking at the mouth now. I'm gonna go to the face and we are going to go and do the mouth size details now. So looking at this, my favorite quick, the favorite punch she made was when she came up to go and she saw a ripped up body by a body that was ripped up by around her shoulder, and she says, "That's disgusting." Well, she gets to the fence where girl was still looking at some blood and stuff, and she's like, "Let me guess, this is some of your handiwork." Real funny. I just love that. That was the only thing that was cool, that's what I liked about Dino Crisis. She was always a funny character just to start with. She was pretty funny. For a horror game, I mean, seriously. Like I said, some people liked the game, other people didn't like the game. Like for me, I just lost the liking in the game. I did wanted to do this as a live stream, but I don't think people want to see Blender as a live stream. Seriously, who wants to see Blender as a live stream? Leave me a comment down below. Okay, now I just need to make it a little wider. So now you actually get a tutorial on how to make a character in MakeHuman as well. We are going to import this to Blender and do a little sculpting, not a lot, but just a little sculpting so you can make this look even better. Just on the nose and maybe some of the facial features, but other than that, I think we should be good. Even if we don't do a lot of sculpting, that should be fine. That just looks weird. Fuck her up. Alright, so let's just go back to the mouth size. And really, I've got OCD, so I love this song, I love this song. I almost thought this was gonna be like copyright stuff, but it's actually non-copyright. Okay, so this just looks weird. But looking at the side, we just need to smooth this up, but that we can do in Blender. Now we are going to do a little sculpting Blender, and then we should be able to have a proper Regina. Now in Blender we are going to have to play around with the proportions. So yeah, I'm gonna be very careful about what I'm gonna show, and I'm gonna show it, and you know, because I am gonna have to take off some of this stuff, you know, some of the clothes and whatever, because we're gonna make our own clothes from the model itself. Alright, so I'm just gonna say, okay, I'm done with this. I'm satisfied about how most of this came out, but I wanna change some of it in Blender. And let's just look at the age as well. So we've got her age 25, and I think she looks more like she's 20 or maybe even younger, but I don't want to go lower than 20 because, yeah, just because. I mean, who's gonna have an 18-year-old or even younger to join the ranks? So you can always just try and bring this up to 21. No, it should be good. But in that game, you're not gonna know, okay, so that's what she's like and that's who she is. Now I'm just thinking about this, because we are gonna have to make this. Might work, but I think the waist is a little too wide, so I'm gonna go back to my measure, hips. Just make it a little smaller, narrower. That's what I never understood about Dino Crisis. She's got a small waist, but she's got a big butt. Go look at the game. Go look at the game if you don't believe me. Go look at the game. You're gonna see she's got a nice waistline, but that actually looks good. I actually like that. Okay, so files. Now, if you wanna get, let's just put some armature pose animate, and I'm going to look at something that has fingers. Now that's not gonna work. Let's try the game engine. Let's see what it looks like. So I'm gonna have to go default no toes. The problem with the default is this. It gives you 2 extra bones instead of just 1 bone per. So you are going to maybe have to make your own armature from this, which I think I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna use game engine and then just go to pose, because I actually want to make my own armature for this character, or maybe just edit this armature so that it works for me. But we need something that actually works with the mouth as well. So default no toes is the best you can do. So we can actually have something that you can use the eyebrows for. You have something you can use the boobs. Yes, you are gonna have to put those bones in. Put those bones in. Seriously, it's a female character. She has boobs, and those things move around a lot. Have you ever seen a woman running off the street and like, damn? Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the default no toes, just because this is going to be edited by me anyway. So you're gonna see we've got 100 and 137 bones. You're gonna go to files. I'm just gonna save this because maybe I want to come back and edit it a little bit more in MakeHuman, maybe, but just save it. Then we're gonna go export. Now there are a few options: FBX, day, Waverfront OBJ. But for me, the day file or the OBJ is the best, but the OBJ rigs fucked up a bit. The day file, the armature fucks up bad. So I'm thinking I should use the OBJ. But rendering now, I just wanted to go to pose. Well, not rendering the pose animate, I want to go to pose. And you can see you get a lot of poses for this. Superman! Ready for a fight. Nice kick. Wah! Superman flies away. And Jim. Run. But these are not animations, it's just a starting pose. Sitting down. So you get pretty good poses. Just normal standing poses and stuff like that, but I want the T-pose. Hey, there's Captain Morgan. Or Captain Jack Sparrow. Alright, so I think I'm gonna export this, because why not? Now first I'm gonna try the OBJ. If the OBJ doesn't give the armature, no, that's gonna give me a problem. The files, export, Waverfront OBJ, rig format. Alright, so I don't want decimeters. Maybe I need inch because I have blender set to inch. Or feet. So I'm not sure, maybe meter or decimeter would work, but yeah. Okay, so let's see if it imports with the rig, just like that. So I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna click on this. Now I want this on, well, give it a new folder when you export this folder. And I'm just gonna call this Regina edit. And I'm just gonna hit save. Oh, I should give it a name. Alright, so we got this on the E drive. As you can see, this is on my E drive. So if you want to, you can actually just copy this, Control A and Control C. I don't know why this is assets daemon edit. But anyway. And now I can go ahead and I can just paste that in here, Control V. So you get the OBJ file, so let's try and import that OBJ file to Blender right now. What the fuck is this? Why do you keep opening this up, you piece of shit? Oh, and this is where I actually edit the... And if you want that image, I've got it right here from this website. But you can just go to Google and look for something. So I'm not taking a model, I'm just taking an image. And credits to the guy who actually made that image. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna have to delete everything. I'm gonna file import and OBJ file, waverfront OBJ. When looking for that, I'm just gonna have to Control V, and there you go. So I'm gonna import that and make sure you can see it says Z forward and Y up. That's wrong. I want Z up and Y forward, and not negative Z, actually just Z. Sometimes, you know, if you do Alt R, it just rotates and it's on its back. So let's try and import that. You can see the way it rotates right now, and there is absolutely no armature. No armature whatsoever. That's what I was afraid of. That's why I said save it. So I'm just gonna delete that. So I'm gonna go back into my MakeHuman. Now I can actually just do this. The armature I had before, I can still use it, but instead of, you know, saving that as Regina OBJ, now I'm gonna go for an FBX or maybe a DEA, sorry, not a FBX, DEA. Now there is a problem importing DEA files to Blender, and you're gonna see why. So there's a DEA. I want the facial pose unit, there's nothing really there. Bone orientation, I want this on the X or local global, but I want this on the X. Again, I think I'm gonna leave that as, let's go for inch. Y up, face Z. Z up, face Y. I want face Y. This is the bone orientation, so actually I just need this as X, and then the orientation should be basically the same. So it should actually have that, so Y up, and no, I don't think that's gonna matter. Let's see, Z up, face negative Y. I think that did well. So I'm gonna try that and export this again. So again, I'm gonna call this now, this is going to be a long video, but Yeah, that's character modeling for you. I'm not gonna. Oh, and for this one, you are going to need my screencast keys. Okay, before we do anything, find bone chains and fix leaf bones. I'm going to bring the chain length up to 3 and try and import that. Now I'm going to look at the armature. Did it import correctly? Sometimes armature just fucks up and you're going to wonder why. So viewport display and in front. And as you can see, the bones are now where we will need them. But like I said, this armature is not really ideal for IK, but we can make it work with IK. You don't really need these a lot of bones like this, but at least we have something that's animatable. Alright, so Blender, that's one other problem we're going to have. That's why I said be careful. So now we see, okay, it's importing correctly, and you saw the settings. So let's hop back into MakeHuman. I'm just gonna go to the feet. There's a reason for that. So I'm gonna go to geometries. I need high poly eyes, or maybe, yeah, I'm gonna leave the high poly eyes. But I actually just want the... Oh, I'm gonna need teeth on this one as well, and a tongue. Because we are gonna make the character talk. But... Yeah. No more clothes. She's gonna be completely naked now. So I'm not gonna show the rest of the body until I'm done exporting this. And it's going to be in Blender, so it should be good. But I don't want to get shit from YouTube. You're putting nudity there, and I don't have a way to pixelate, whatever, what do you call it? You know, I don't want to edit my videos like that. So I'm just gonna export this. Okay, so it should override that file. Okay. I just had to make sure it's okay. So far, import. A lot of day. Make sure I'm in. So fix leaf bones, find bone chains. You can try the data units and max chain length of 3 and import. Now that's what I'm worried about. But we are going to edit this. Like for this, I don't want these sharp. Yeah, I don't want that. That's just wrong. So I can actually just get rid of this by just selecting these loops. Come on, you piece of crap. Have you ever seen pizza? It's called pizza crap. All you want, pizza shit. Okay. Or you can just do this in sculpt mode actually. So YouTube, please don't fuck me over for this. Now wait a minute. Stop looking at her boobs. That's wrong. I know you were doing that. You're a man, I know, but still. I just had to mess with you a little bit. Okay, so this is going to be on the x-axis. I want to mirror this on the x-axis and just smooth it out a little bit, because we are going to mess around with this a little bit, editing this. No, it's just flattening it out for some reason. Okay, so now we are going to have to do something about these clothes. So for now, I'm just gonna let some of these loops and I'm just gonna start giving her something to wear. No, 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 no. Sorry. I think I spelled that incorrectly, but I'm thinking about the boots now as well, and because I'm gonna have to remember make the. We're gonna do everything on this model. So I'm thinking. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I know how I'm gonna do this. That just goes by going. I'm just quickly going to do Shift A. No, image as plain. And that's just going to be a background image. Or you can even use reference. Remember, that's on my documents. That is where your MakeHuman is installed. So MakeHuman, v1. That's backgrounds, and there's the image. So I'm just gonna bring that in. And remember, we are going to mess around with this a little bit there as well. As you can see, there's the knee. So I think I got this pretty much right, just above the knee. So making sure I've got all of these loops selected first. You can see I've got one extra selected. Make sure you don't have something like that happening with you. And maybe just take away one more on this side. I always wondered, how the hell do women get their legs into this? Seriously. Okay, so that's the first part I want to do, so I can actually have color on this. So I'm just gonna assign that. And now we should be good. Now I can actually do this. Now we can see. Okay, so it might have the textures, it might not. Some of the textures are gonna be weird. You can see there. Now, there's something with the hair you should know. I'm gonna say everything is separate from the hair. So it's good for us. It's good for us because we can actually edit this. We can make it bigger or smaller and move it around. So we can actually get a proper hairstyle for Regina. But we are going to have to sculpt this out a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. And then we are going to do a little bit of white painting on it. But for now, we just need some transparency first. So going into your shader editor. I hate when Blender does this. So on your shader editor, this is supposed to have transparency. So you are going to have to set this to alpha blend for one. And it's gonna look pretty weird, but you have to plug the alpha into the alpha. That's the one thing MakeHuman doesn't really do. The backface column is just gonna make it worse, just gonna fuck it up. So I'm not sure why alpha blend is not working. Let's try alpha clip. Okay, so alpha clip is what MakeHuman uses. So this also alpha clip. Where the fuck is he? Oh, there it is. Some of this I'm gonna have to look for different ways. For some reason the eyebrows just disappear if I put in the alpha, so let's try and take this off real quickly and see what happens. Alright, so maybe the texture isn't imported correctly, I don't know, maybe. Okay, this is just weird. Why isn't it working? What's going on? What's your fucking problem? No, now you want to work, you piece of crap. Okay, that's alpha clip. Let's try alpha blend and see what it does. Okay, so alpha blend works a little better with these. Right, for the eyes, this also has alpha. So hook the alpha up to the alpha. And turn on the alpha blend. And I don't know if backface calling is supposed to be on for this one. And this is the specular. So you can hook this up to the specular and see what happens. Same with the hair, you can do the same with the hair. So just gonna help you a little bit more with the geometry and the shine and everything. So, but you will see some of this doesn't have that specular. Alright, so I'm gonna show you how to change the color of the hair now. This is pretty easy and hard to do at the same time. I'm going to shift A on this side, shift A, and we are going to be looking for not a color, converter, color ramp, and just put it right there. Now you're going to see her hair just goes white. That's exactly what you want. Now for the white side, I am going to change this to red. And we can bring the black up a little bit. Now you're gonna see it's going to go linear, and I don't want linear, I want, I'm not sure what it was. Is okay, I'm not sure exactly why this is actually happening. Because this is just like doing highlights now, so think if you do plus, okay, now it looks like a cartoony style hairstyle, but that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, I think that should be good. All right, so some people say whole body was covered with a gray, and others says she had open arms. It depends on which game you're playing. So the best way to see is I want to go and check it because I want to be accurate. This I think might be the Dino Crisis 1 version versus the Dino Crisis 2. So you can see the arms are open. You see, there she got some gloves. So it's open and she has gloves. Whereas she didn't have gloves. So I want to go for this type of, version of the character. So I'm going to go into edit mode. And we know, okay, so we have to look for a space where we can actually do this. Now you can try and turn on that, but it doesn't always work. Now I'm not gonna do a mirror modifier on this one because then I'm gonna fuck up the armature. I think 4 should be fine. You can see she's got, this is the version for Dino Crisis 2. So I'm gonna have to look for that loop right there. because these are all gonna get assigned back to the normal. So looking at where this is supposed to go around, remember we are going to have to cut a few of these out so we can actually have the bodysuit. So we're going to use the K tool. But for now I'm just looking at vertices, well, faces, which I can actually use right now. So looking at the bodysuit, it looks like it starts about, where's the shoulder? Right there. So these two, it goes down, down, maybe up to there. Yeah, I think this should be it. So again, I'm just looking for random vertices I can now use. See, we actually need this to go around the waist, but it's not going to allow you to. So if I select these loops, you're going to see it's not really going to work. That's why we have to cut out, well, make cuts on the model, and that's why I actually needed the mirror. But if I try and do this now without the mirror, we'll see if I enter, you don't get the mirror on that, and mirror is enabled. So as I said, the mirror is a little fucked up. It's always been like that. There's never been attempt to fix this. You can see mirror X is on. You can use live unwrap, auto merge, whatever, but none of this is gonna work if I'm using the cutting tool. See, so we are going to have to make our work double up for us. We're gonna have to double up with this. So I'm gonna go for the crotch area, this area right there, and we are going to start by looking for vertices we can cut out for the bodysuit. Now this idea I actually got from another YouTube channel. I will put a link in the description. They actually make awesome, you know, tutorial videos on Blender. That's where I actually learned to rig properly, and that's where I actually got my first idea of making something like this for Blender, you know, a rig like this for Blender, but making my own type of rig. And trying to make my own type of, you know, character. I did a character like this before. It didn't work out as well. But I'm talking about a long time ago. Now, as you can see, we don't have the butt. So I'm gonna have to use my imagination. No, that's not good. I'm just thinking, is this gonna work? Because looking at the character itself, there is one other way we can see, and that's just by looking for Dino Krause's gameplay, because I actually need to see the character from the back. You will see you can actually just get images for this, but looking at the character from the back is what I'm looking for right now. Oh, and apparently somebody tried to make a remaster of this, but I don't think it went far. Dino Crisis 3. Don't. That thing got crappy reviews. I'm talking about, if I say crappy, I mean crappy reviews. I'm only looking for a certain place where she's inside of a vent or something, because that's actually where you get the I cannot see the buttocks, so I think it's around here. There you go. Now I'm looking at her butt. Yeah, I'm looking at her butt. Now, I don't know if this guy actually had a 4K version of this. Yes, he did. Okay, cool. So it's pretty wide at the back. And where's my blender? So like I said, it's pretty wide at the back. Why do I keep pressing L? Okay, you piece of shit. So it's gonna be around this area right here and goes down. Now I'm gonna have to be precise on each side. And so as you can see, if I go Control 1, I can actually see my vertices. So if I go to vertices, I can see, okay, this is the one vertice selected. I want this one selected alongside it. So I can say, okay, now I can not press A. Now I can do the K. Now I can cut. And just to make sure it is actually lining up, as I can see, it's not. No, it's still not right. That's why I need a mirror modifier, but I cannot mirror the fucking thing because the MakeHuman rig doesn't really allow you to do that. So I might make my own rig. Okay, so can't remember, that's the negative X or is it the positive X? positive y, positive x. So I'm just gonna mirror this real quickly. Oh boy, here we go. This is gonna fuck up the model. Because using a mirror modifier on stuff like this, you will see what I mean, why I don't like to do this, but I'm gonna go edit, auto mirror, positive x. So now I can only work on the one side. Now, the thing I was worried about, if I control tab on this, see that? But I think there is a way past this. If you actually go to the modifier tabs, I think it might work. Where is my modifiers? Oh, no, I have to get out of this. The modifiers, and I think you have to put this above the... Okay, so we're still good. So it mirrors the whole thing. Cool. So now I don't have to worry about, you know, fucking it up completely. So now just dissolving edges and making some new edges, making everything work. Again, as you can see, had my cut here just about wrong. So now just selecting these faces, making sure we select the right faces. Now, I'm not going to be uploading this because I want you to actually follow along and do as I do. I want you to be able to, you know, make your own type of models, your own styles, your own, you know, you don't want to keep using somebody else's stuff because you want to be able to make your own. I gave you one model I made, and yeah, seriously. That was just so you can see. Okay, so you can do it like that, or you can do it like what I'm doing right now. Instead of modeling it in Blender and trying to get the proportions right, and now we're just trying to get the stuff we need. You know, not the stuff we need, the model just right. Now, doing something like this is not really hard. I mean, seriously, this is not rocket science. Why do I keep pressing Z instead of fucking A? I'm gonna lose it. Mm. Oh, come on. Stop messing with me. I wanna keep this too. No, that's not gonna work. I wanna get rid of this bloody triangle, but it's not that easy. Maybe it was. So we still have quads. That's a quad. And everywhere I have these extra edges, I'm just gonna get rid of that. X and dissolve edges because I don't need those anymore. These are part of the model. So if I select this loop, you will see it actually goes down to the breast area. Okay, so now it's up to us to sculpt this in a little better. But before we do anything else, make sure you're happy with your work. I think it looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna select these faces. I'm gonna do select and select. So I've got those selected now. I'm gonna press Alt E and along face normals. So it just scales it up a little bit. So you might need to try that 1 or 2 times. Alt E along normals to see if it's just like that. You can do Control plus once. Make sure you don't select the rest of the model. Just the loops. Now you don't want the leather to be selected if you're working on one thing, so I'm gonna do deselect. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and gray and assign. So it's assigned on that material. Doing the same with the leather. Select, Control, well, just Control plus. Now you will see it's gonna select the wrong stuff. So just deselect anything that's not supposed to be selected. And make sure you, what the hell? Oh yeah, the leather, you have to Alt E and along normals again. and assign. So just gonna give it a little bit of depth. Instead of, you know, the PS1 version, we actually just got that weird, you know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Right, so now I'm gonna have to go into sculpt mode. Well, I don't even need sculpt mode because we can use this tool. Select a single vertex and just move it in to in a certain direction we want it to move. And now I can smooth out some of these weird stretches if we wanted to. And also make sure you got everything. That's supposed to be on that material. Alright, just for this I'm gonna do Alt-E and along normals. You see it actually goes up to her well, it's a full turtleneck, but I fucked up a little bit. So it's easy to fix. You can make the full turtleneck just by selecting these. Excuse me. And looking at where it stops now. I mean, I wear turtlenecks all the time, so Alt-E along normals. And just try to line that up. Now, I said it's going to be easy and not easy, so you're going to have to go to vertex selection now. So for the first one, you want to set this to vertex. I'm gonna kick it right behind me. He wants love. Oi, oi, what are you doing up there? There's no food there. Dumbass. Your foot is up there. Oh, I'm gonna kick this cat's ass. Give me a second. I'm just gonna put him out real quickly. I think he wants to go. Let's go. Let's go, boy. Bye. Yep, he wants to go. Sorry about that. I don't know why, but he decided to come to my room just earlier, but there's a reason I'm doing this. Come on, you piece of. Alright, so now I can just select these, Alt-E and along normals. Do Control plus, make sure gray is selected, and assign. And I did it the wrong way again. I actually wanted to go up. I'm a real damn genius. This is starting. Do you know Resident Evil? It's starting to look like Alice. That face, that face. Look at that, look at that. Keep a close eye on this. Look at the Resident Evil movies. Reminds me of Alice. But I still have that wrong. Look at the eyebrows and the eyebrow side. Okay, so before I do this, I thought you could do this, but apparently not. So I'm just gonna join this up, Control J, and then it just disappears, and then it comes back. What did I join now? Stop messing with me. There goes the power. That's why I don't want to live stream stuff like this, because yeah, I think I'm gonna just do this. What? Where did the pie menu come from? Okay, I don't have a pie menu before, but okay, I mean with the spot mode, I guess. Wait a minute. Yep. First of all, I think I'm going to have to make these a little bigger. Oh, come on, man. I just want to do the egg fly, man. Dude, seriously. Now, I'm not good at sculpting, but you know, doing details like this, it's not really rocket science, so I can actually, you know, manage. Just moving stuff around. That I feel needs to be moved around. And some people do speed modeling and, you know, it goes by so fast you don't even know what the fuck it did. That's why I try to do modeling like this. You can stay with me, you can pause the video. Okay, so this is what he pressed, this is what he did. But a speed modeler, you know, they speed up the video and you like, all you see is stuff like this. What the fuck, man? I hate watching speed modeling videos. I'm sorry. I know you're doing your best to give content to people. Some people like that. Some people don't like that. Like I'm one of those who don't like it. But I try to give my audience something to watch and to learn from it. I mean, seriously, man. Tell me you're not learning something from this. Okay, so I think that's good. Alright, now we need sharp edges. I'm gonna go into object mode. And looking at this model right now, I know I've got sharp edges everywhere, and using this is not really going to help. It might be. Normals and auto, it might help, it might not help. Some of the stuff might be weird. You're gonna get weird stuff like that. I bring it down. So trying to bring this up a little bit so it doesn't look so weird. And there you go. I think that should work. Okay. I'm thinking this is a little too high, but it's going on way too long. So for this, remember, we don't need any toes. So I'm gonna have to remove those toes. I'm sorry, Regina, but this might hurt a bit. And then I'm just gonna delete those. Now, doing something like this is, you are going to have to, yeah, you are going to have to, you know, extruding and modeling from this, making faces and stuff. You know, doing something like that might not work, so you can always search for grid fill, and if that doesn't work, you know you're screwed. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to cut this in just like that. But for me, I'm just gonna scale that in just like that for now. And I'm gonna try. Oh, I said grid. Let's try grid fill, and that works. It works. It works. Cool. Just selecting a few vertices, make sure that it's off, because now I don't want to snap these vertices, I just want to move it around a little bit. So the easiest way to do this, I'm just gonna hide those faces, Control L, Alt H, and then we can set this up with leather. There you go. You got Regina. But remember, for these, we're gonna need to do Alt E and the long normals. Going to have to be bigger. Maybe again Alt E and long normals for this. Then all you need to do is select these faces. Come on, you piece. And you're just gonna assign it to leather. I wanted to press tab, and tab pitch means gold mode. Alright, now for the last piece. She's got gloves. Let's give her some gloves. If you start getting used to this, it's pretty easy. Multi along normals. Now remember with the feet what I talked about. What's gonna happen is if I select the armature now. If I can see the fucking armature. Control tab. Remember we've got this toe bone, which I'm actually going to have to edit to get it to actually be a toe bone. And also it's not connected. Oh boy. But if I move this button around now, you're gonna see that's gonna happen. It's not going to deform correctly. That deforms just right, but for the toe bone, nothing. Alright, so now we're going to have to go into the model. Well, select the armature and then select the model, go into weight paint. Now I'm gonna go into edit mode, and I think the toes are supposed to be around here somewhere. So I'm just gonna hide that and press L and Alt H. Something like that. Then I'm gonna go into weight paint. Now you should see if you select a certain bone, what happens. This bone is taking more of that than it's supposed to. It's got a lot of influence on the toe. That's what we're gonna fix right now. So that's why we have these. So first of all, we are going to go to our tools instead of draw. I'm going to go subtract. The strength is good. I'll just subtract that. I'm just putting dot on my keyboard so I can actually get to this. Alright. Now I'm gonna hit mix. Oh shit. My bad. You have to turn this on and off to get this to work. Now it is going to deform, but it's going to deform pretty weird. So we're going to go into vertices. Vertex selection now. I'm going to select these vertices. Go press tab. Now what I want to do is I'm going to select this bone first. And I'm just going to mix that in. But you can bring the strength down. So I just mix in with the rest of the deformation. So we can move that. And we can move that. Now I don't even have those vertices selected because I know exactly where I'm going with this. So just until you find something that deforms just right. I'm gonna leave it like it is. Okay, so I'm gonna tap into edit mode with this armature right now. You can see this bone is not orientated correctly, even this one. So I'm gonna press N on my keyboard. Oh well, Control N, and I'm gonna go local X to anchor it or global X. Then it's just gonna straighten up those bones for us. So if I do Control Tab, I can press X. You're gonna see the X is, well, X is the wrong way. So right now I'm going to have to go back in and Control N, and instead of global I'm gonna go local X. There we go. Now also these bones, they are not lined up with what we need. I want these to aim forward. Actually all of these I'm just gonna do. Actually I'm just gonna do this. Control N local. Come on you piece. Ah man, come on. Stop it, bring that shit up. Anybody know how I can turn this shit off? Because this is Windows 10 running on Windows 11 fucking... I don't like that. I don't like that. Control N and local extend. Now these bones, they are not orientated correctly. And also this, I don't like the way this is, I'm gonna Alt P with this. Alt P, clear parent. And then I just want to line this up as 0. Go to top view. Just trying to get these bones to work. And also these fingertips. There's a problem with these armatures. They tend to fuck up like this. So just try to line this up as good as you can, because like I said, these MakeHuman armatures, I don't really like them, but Yeah. That's the price you have to pay for using these. With mostly some bones that are too small, or you cannot see which one is the head bone, like this. This is supposed to be the head bone. This is supposed to be controlling the tongue. You can see you don't really need a lot of armature on the face, but whatever. And also look at the eyes. This is hard to fix. So this is the top. So you're gonna do RX 90, negative 90. Then you're just gonna move it up. Well, actually not move it up, but to the side. Making sure it's lined up with these. And then you can just move it out and move it up. Now the next one. This is the bottom one. And obviously that's the eyes. So you're gonna have to look at stuff like that, you know, what's not lined up, what is lined up, why isn't it lining up, why isn't it working, what's going on. And I think most of this, like that, I don't want that to control the hair. You can see that's got influence on the hair. I don't want anything on the eyes, the eyebrows, whatever, controlling there. We're gonna fix that. But first I need to fix the rest of the armature by going tab, Control N, and first global X, and then Control N and local X to anchor it. RX. Alright, the reason that's happening is I didn't parent this back to the hand, Control P, and keep offset. There we go. Everything should work now. But these are not lined up. To get something like this happening, you select the bones, you go tab, go to front view. First you can try Control N global X tangent. Well, global X. If it works, it works. Otherwise you can just Control N and view access. But now I'm gonna set it to local X. You're gonna see it's gonna fuck up, so Control X. These I'm just gonna set to global X. Because I want these to be able to, if I press X, I want it to rotate on the X. Same with this, RX. Oh, what in the fuck? What happened there? Why do you have influence on that? That's not right. Maybe that was just me being stupid. Okay, maybe it was me being stupid. Okay, everything looks like it's good. But now, remember, this looks like X-Men, what's her name? Shit, I forgot her name, but you remember that blue shapeshifter girl on X-Men? Why can't I remember her name? That's what she looks like. I can't remember her name. Mystique. Looks like Mystique like that. That was weird. Okay, so now I'm gonna do exactly the same for this. White paint. Now this is gonna be pretty much straightforward. I don't want this to have any influence. Zero influence. Also these, no influence on there. These are all facial bones, so I don't want them to deform the hair. Something else is still controlling there. Yeah, I'm just looking at what's controlling there, so I can actually remove that. Okay, the only thing I really want there to be controlled by is going to be the head bone. So instead of, doing stuff like that, I'm gonna go ahead and just add everything in as red. Maybe even going to wireframe and just making sure everything is red now. So nothing else on the face should, control the face now, well, the hair now. Okay, that's alright. Go. Now we've got a start of a game character, not just texturing and stuff like that, but we're not done yet. Remember, Regina has a pistol right there. There's this thing on her waist, so we are going to give her a combat belt and make her look like a badass spy. So first of all, I don't know if this is actually going to be necessary, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that because, I mean, seriously. So the best way to do this, remember this is on her waist. So you're just going to select the vertices on her waist. You're going to do Alt E and along normals. Control plus. Now you can see it's also got that grayish look, but now she's got a belt, but there's something wrong with the belt. I messed up. Alt T along normals. Control plus. If it's not here, we're gonna have to, okay, so we're going to have to add that in again. Come on. Okay, so that's the first thing we have to look for. On her left leg, that's why the armature, well, I don't want to apply this just yet, but I'm gonna make it a little easier for me to delete on the other side when I'm done with this. So this is just close to here, maybe. Wait a minute. Close to here, and let's give it to yeah, I'm gonna do Shift D instead of, okay, make sure this is off. Make sure this is off because we don't want this to be. So I'm gonna alter along normals. We are gonna be deleting that side after applying the modifier. And this is going to be the combat. Well, it's basically the way this actually works. I mean, if you have it like this, I've got one of these. I actually have one of these combat holsters. You're gonna have something like that. You're gonna have to make that super tight, and it's going to be very uncomfortable. So it actually has something that runs up your leg that hooks up to the pistol. So the pistol is hooked up to that. The pistol goes to your belt, and it's basically, yeah, this whole thing is going to be hooked up with a strap. Otherwise, that's just gonna slide down and move it around, and so be a little realistic when you do stuff like that, please. I just wanted to explain that real quickly. So what you're gonna do is maybe just select these faces, alter along normals, select the top. Well, actually not Alt E. You need to Shift D, Alt E along normals, and then look at the vertices. Now this is where I want to be very careful. I'm gonna hide everything else except for the belt. I don't want the belt selected because I'm gonna hide the rest. So now it should be good. We are gonna fix that. So now I can do this. And also I don't want this to be on. And now it's hooked up to the belt. Okay, so now I can turn this off and press Alt. Well, wait a minute before I turn that off because I want to see what the fuck is going on here. Looks good. Alt H. Ah, crap. That's gonna be an issue. I'm just trying to get everything now because IH hide everything. As you can see, there's a little bit of an issue with this, and I don't need a face right there. I'm gonna get rid of the unwanted faces, or I can just do this because it's going to remove those faces for me. I thought it was maybe just a yeah, that's good. And I don't have any faces on the inside. You're not supposed to have any faces on the inside. So you just delete those faces. Okay, I'm wondering why these are acting like this. Merge by distance. Need to remove the 8 vertices. That's good. Remember, we are going to be removing this side. We only want, well, actually this side and not that side. because it's on the left leg. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Because I don't really remember in the game Regina actually having a pistol on her waist. Yeah, she didn't have a pistol on her waist. So this is not going to be necessary. She didn't have a pistol on her waist, so I'm not going to put it in. Some people do that, I don't know why. I mean, seriously, we went and we looked at the gameplay. Do you see any pistol on the waist? I don't. But she does have this. So let's just keep going. Now for this is gonna be a little harder. I'm gonna have to do this outside of the edit mode. Shift A mesh and a cylinder. This cylinder is going to have 8 vertices, well 8 subdivisions. Now it's in small. So we're gonna scale that down. And just move it into place. You can press 1 on your keyboard, press dot on your numpad, or I'm using my numpad, I don't know who else has a numpad. Is Shift Z. Rotate a little bit. Like I said, most people, they don't explain to you what the hell they just did. You just saw me just doing this. So I'm gonna make 2 loop cuts. I'm gonna press G and G again. With this one is fine, but actually I wanted to line this up with the belt. Control B. Well, Control B. Alt along normals. Do the same with the bottom one, like those. G and G. Control B. Alt along normals. So that's just going to give the idea that it's actually hooked up to the belt. Then you can Control J. I'm going to sit on that side. Okay. So I think this is fine, but now for the belt, I think instead of, well, at the back, here's a hook. That's hooked, something that's hooked up. So I'm just going to make something simple. Just E. And E, and I think it's Y, Y, or X, X, Z, Z. Come on. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna have to do. Oh no! Piece of shit. Okay, whatever. Remember, I've got normal on, so I can do this. This was just a holster for our stun button, whatever you call it. So this might be on Dino Crisis too, but I don't feel the need to put that in. I don't really think that's gonna be necessary. Now you will see these textures. I don't really have those type of textures, but we can still do something. Just selecting one of those like the gray. Now remember I just put this on belt, so that should be good. I'm gonna press Ctrl T for one. Okay. So this image is not going to be an image like that. This is going to be I'm gonna do Shift S. And it's going to be a texture, and I think I'm gonna use let's try a Voronoi first. I'm not gonna mess around like that, but that's how we can see. So I want this at this one. And you can bring the scale up. You can even bring the randomness down if you wanted to, but I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. So now it still looks bad, so Shift A, and I'm gonna add a converter. Y, converter, color ramp. There you go. That doesn't work for me, so let's try a shift S and a noise texture maybe. Now the scale is gonna be way too high. Or maybe not. That actually looks good. Looking at this. Looking at this. I think that's actually perfect. Now for the leather, I'm not gonna do much. I'm gonna do the converter color ramp first. So now it's supposed to be black. Then I'm gonna do Shift S and I'm going to go for a, where was it? I'm not sure if it was a Musgrave or the Wave. I think it was the Wave. No, it was the Wave texture. There you go. Now I can bring the scale up if we wanted to. Play with the scale. You can play with the rotation effect. You can play with the detail of the wave. You can play with distortion of the wave. So now you're just trying to find something that would work with your leather. That's it. So I'm gonna make this actually just swing around. You're gonna see why this is gonna be useful in a moment. Not completely black, you piece of shite. Just gives you the idea that there is a little bit of texture there. See that? I think there was an extra way to do this. So let's try and do exactly the same. I'm gonna copy these, Shift D. Make sure the UV is hooked up. Then I'm gonna Shift A and I'm gonna do a mix. Excuse me. Okay, I'm just gonna search for that because it's easier. Mix RGB, there's the color. Okay, so I'm gonna hook this up. Now it's gonna go white again. So I'm gonna hook this color up. I'm gonna duplicate this. So now we are going to see exactly the same we had before. But for this, I actually wanted to rotate it. I'm actually looking at the rotation right now and looking at what type of rotation I'm gonna need. What I might do is just make this one a little brighter so I can see what I'm looking at. It doesn't do much. Okay, now we have something that looks like, you know, it doesn't look like like leather right now, but we are still going to mess around with this a little bit. So for the top one, this one, put the color up to the normal. Then you're going to see something like that happening. What you're going to do is you're going to go to, what was it, the vector, the bump node. You can bring the strings up or down. Now, why isn't this working anymore? I have no idea why this bump node is actually messing with it. Why it's making everything blocky, it's just weird. So it's a normal that's messing around. Okay, well, I just wanted to check. So it's not perfect, but you got something that actually works. So if you have the right PC for this, you can actually bake this out right now. But right here, I don't want that type of normal. So there is a way you can paint this in, but that's painstakingly hard. I actually want to try and actually get the buttocks open. Oh, come on, I just had it. Let's see. So it's subtle, but it's there. I don't think I have anything on the glove, but alright, let's try posing. That's why I said I don't like this type of you know, for the armature. This is going to be painstakingly hard to do, but suppose you're gonna get. Now you can do auto IK and actually move these up and down, but you're gonna see it's gonna fuck around with the rest of the bones, so I don't want that. So it's RX, RX. That's why I use IK, making sure it's actually on the ground. That should work. This might be a little too high. Like I said, I don't like. I'm gonna do some IK on this. I might have a way to actually do it, but it's not gonna be easy. But when is Blender ever easy? The good thing about these bones are you can actually rotate them according to the other bones. So if I rotate this one, I can rotate that arm. And it will show you, okay, now that's good. But in some areas, it doesn't really help you out a lot. Okay, don't worry about that. I just had to parent that. If you did that before I did, good for you. There you go. Oh, come on. I wanted to press A. Let's just control C. Hmm. Now I'm actually gonna have to get used to this bloody armature. With all of these bones it has, the one is for the shoulder, the one is for the arm. So there you go. Now just balancing some of the stuff, applying the mirror modifier if you're not gonna mess around with the model anymore, because remember, if you mirror it, you can still edit some of the stuff on the left and the right, but then you won't be able to do symmetry stuff. Let's look at my time. 2 hours. I think I can do something a little bit more. The reason these aren't working, Control L, you are going to have to parent them to a certain bone, and I think it's going to be this bone. So just weight paint. So remember, you got those. So tab out of edit mode, select the armature, select the model, go to from object mode to weight paint. There you go. Select faces, select the bone you want. No, not faces yet. Select the bone, and then select faces, and then just add that in. There you go. And when you're done, this is where it's gonna get a little annoying. Because remember, when we try to make this, when I press Control L, now it joined up. So there is maybe a way around that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply the modifier now, the mirror. Tab into edit mode, I'm gonna Control L and I'm gonna delete these faces. I'm gonna try and delete these X faces. And now I'm gonna have to select these loops. Press Control plus and X faces. There you go. Then it's gone. And also on this side, we don't want this. So I can just select that one by one, up to the belt, and X faces. And it actually made me some cool. See, I didn't even have to do this. This is because I recalculated the custom split normals. So I can clear custom split normals, and then I can just add custom split normal. It's gonna add those lines for you. I don't have to do that. I didn't do that. You saw me, you watched the video all the way through. If you watched from the beginning, I still have something right here that I need to delete, X faces. And you know what I did? I actually did it the wrong way around. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm gonna tab into edit mode, and it brought the modifier back. So tab out. Oh shoot! No! Don't do that! All right. Apply. It was supposed to be on the other side. Remember, this is on the left side. Control L. No. Oh, and I think I might be able to select this. No, it's gonna select the whole thing. So just delete those faces, select these loops, Control plus X faces. Make sure you got all of them. There you go, everything runs, everything works. So now you got a MakeHuman Regina. And remember the Dino Crisis games. In the next one I'm gonna animate this. But in the Dino Crisis games, you had a lot of cinematic, you know, when playing the camera will change according to where the player is. Now I like that system, I really like that system. Dino Crisis 3 fucked that up. I've gotta say, they fucked that up. You can't even see the enemies if you're fighting them. The camera changes are just completely messed up. It doesn't even... Nah. Go watch videos on Dino Crisis 3. Yeah, you're gonna see people are gonna be like, oh, that's some bad shit. I know there's a guy making a remake of Dino Crisis, but I'm not sure when that's gonna be. And like I said, this armature is not really made for what I need, so yeah. And you can see these arms, these guys are not really orientated correctly. Control N, and let's go global X. Okay, I'm just gonna go to front view and Control N and view axis. That should now fix it up. Anything that doesn't look right, fix it up, and then try to move it around. See how that moves. If you miss something, just press dot on your numpad, or maybe I think it works with this as well. No, it doesn't work on this, it only works on my numpad. So this looks like it's gonna work, this looks like it's gonna work, this looks like it's gonna work. Okay, so we should be good. So the next one I'm gonna attempt to do some proper IK with these specific bones. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you will know exactly when that video is gonna come out. That's gonna be in the next hour or so. So, like the video, guys, like it. If you liked it. I mean, I gave you a proper fucking character now. I didn't give you a helmet or whatever. This is a proper character. I showed you exactly how to fix and make everything look somewhat proper. I mean, you've got the textures. And I mean, this is only in Blender. I didn't tell you, okay, go download this, go download that. Subscribe to that, subscribe to this. No. The only thing you need are free fucking shit. This is free. MakeHuman is free. You can just go get it. It's free. You don't have to pay for MakeHuman. So, just go get it, guys. Seriously. MakeHuman. If you don't have it, go get it. It's worth the time. You can add hair, you can add eye, you can change the eye color, you can add clothes if you wanted to. But like me, I'm making my own clothes in Blender. So you can use this in Blender. You have the game rigs, you have a lot of rigs you can use, but some of the rigs don't come with the facial expression bone. So you cannot open the mouth, you cannot move. What the fuck is this for? And also, there's one more thing I wanted to talk to you about, which we are going to address. Are the boobs. We are going to make armature for the boots. Yes, we are. Unfortunately, yes. Go look at games. If you don't have proper physics on stuff, you know, if it doesn't look good. I mean, this is 2023. You're gonna have something like that. Those things, they're gonna have to bounce. And maybe the buttocks. But we are going to need hip swipe bone. We need a hip swipe bone. And we need the armature, well, the bone to actually move these around. You know, the shoulder bones. Which I think this is actually supposed to be the shoulder bone. Might be. So this might be the shoulder bone. I'm not sure. Because it acts a lot like the shoulder bones I use. But we are gonna have a hip swipe bone. We are going to have to make a proper animation on walk and run. So, be sure to check out the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, dislike it. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you always be in the loop when the next video comes out. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day. That 3 hours of my life I'm never gonna get back.